Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. As the push continues to expand eligibility for the COVID-19 vaccine, Congress is working to make sure every veteran is part of that equation. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Jesse Chanur reports now in our top story at 5.
Many veterans were among the first in line for the COVID-19 vaccine, but some told Arkansas Senator John Boozman they were hesitant because those closest to them were not eligible yet.
Sure enough, it was a real problem.
Boozman then introduced legislation to change that.
When you think about it, you're not really taking new vaccine. These people would be eligible at some point. You're just shifting it to the VA.
The bipartisan bill allows the VA to vaccinate all veterans, along with their spouses, caregivers, and in some cases, their children. It also urges the Department of Health and Human Services to adjust the VA's vaccine allocation based on this increased eligibility pool.
It really will kill two birds with one stone in the sense of getting the vaccine distributed more in the rural areas and more in the underserved areas.
Lawmakers hope the change also encourages more Americans to get vaccinated.
Some communities are more hesitant, and I would be reluctant to say that it's the same reason for every community.
That's why CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky and Andy Slavitt, the senior advisor to the White House COVID-19 response team, say it's vital to meet people where they are.
They want to have conversations with people locally in their community, whether it's a doctor, their pharmacist, or other people that they trust.
And Boozman says that includes veterans.
A lot of these are older men and women, very well respected in their communities.
In Washington, Jesse Tenor, KCAU 9 News.
Here in Woodbury County, anyone age 16 and older with underlying health conditions will be eligible for the next vaccine clinics. Siouxland District Health says that is in addition to everyone in phases 1A and 1B. The clinics will be on March 25th, 29th, and the 30th. Registration opens up at 3 p.m. this Thursday. Two Sioux City men are under arrest tonight. They're facing charges now in connection to multiple drive-by shootings. They are 21-year-old Jose Hamon of Sioux City and 24-year-old Miguel Cerrone of South Sioux City. Now, both are suspects in a March 9th shooting. Cerrone is charged with aiding and abetting in a felony and 2 counts conspiracy to commit a felony. Hamon faces a slew of charges in his alleged involvement in both that shooting and another shooting on March 14th. They include use of a firearm to commit a felony, terroristic threats, and child abuse with no injury. Iowa lawmakers and Siouxland gun businesses are reacting tonight to 2 federal gun bills recently passed by Congress. The bills would expand and strengthen background checks for gun buyers, but also increase the need for background checks on gun transfers. As of right now, no background check is required when transferring a firearm in Iowa. If it passes, wait times between getting the permit and purchasing a gun will be increased. And it could be a felony to give your family member a gun if they have yet to receive a background check. We asked the owner of American Brothers in Arms how it could affect his business.
Anytime you're going to restrict something for somebody, it's going to drive the sales up. I mean, guns, toilet paper, it doesn't matter. As soon as people want it, everybody wants it.
He adds the expected increase in business is largely due to people's fear of lawmakers in D.C. creating more gun restrictions and the concern they might not be able to buy one in the future. 4th District Representative Randy Feenstra gives his opinion on this bill coming up tonight at 6. The Sioux City Community School District sat down with bus drivers, operations, and maintenance representatives to negotiate pay along with other concerns in their contracts for the 2021 school year. Bus drivers opened up those negotiations with a proposed 4% increase in pay. The school countered with around a 1 1/3% increase. Now, the district says it's confident they will come to an agreement with these essential employees.
We certainly rely on all of these folks. They have had so much more of a challenging position because of the pandemic. Our cleaning protocol have become so significant to our operation, and we're really proud of the fact that we've been in school throughout the entirety of the school year. What was decided last year.
Now, results of those negotiations will be presented to the school board for their approval in the next board meeting. And a warning or alert for Sioux City residents. They might see some changes in their water soon, from a drop in their water pressure to the quality. The city will soon be flushing fire hydrants. So in an effort to clean the system, that takes place on March 22nd. Residents are asked to run their water until it becomes clear and to not drink or wash their clothing in water that is discolored. It's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, a day like today and yesterday really kind of erased the last few weeks of what felt like spring.
Yeah, but thankfully temperatures are staying a little warmer compared to where they would be if we had that snow sticking around. So the snow not really sticking around, and we're seeing more rain mix in with that snow today compared to yesterday. And as far as that rainfall total goes, we saw right around 1/10 of an inch here in Sioux City since midnight, so not a lot of heavy rain. Norfolk almost 2/10 of an inch there. Most of us seeing less than 1/10 of an inch here throughout Siouxland today. High temperatures in the upper 30s today, so several degrees above freezing. Tonight it looks like we'll drop down into the lower 30s, so again we could see a few slippery spots to develop. It looks like tomorrow maybe a wintry mix returns. Details on that in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. And while many people tonight are waiting for their stimulus payments to arrive, experts suggest that people use this time to decide where that money should be spent. For college students, schools tonight are recommending that that money goes toward educational expenses.
Maybe give themselves a little bit of fun money out of it, take 10% of it and go out to dinner or get together with friends once it's safe. But I think for our students, it's really got to be realistic. And so if it can take some of that pressure off so that they don't have to make financial decisions, taking out loans at a higher rate or something like that.
For those who are unemployed, it is best to use the money on things like rent and food, experts say. For those with jobs, they also suggest saving their payment rather than splurging on material goods. Here in the United States, some 71 million Americans have now received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and some of them are children. Moderna has officially kicked off phase 2 of its Kid Cove study and has given its first pediatric patients their first vaccine doses. Children featured in the trial are between the ages of 6 months and 11 years. Moderna hopes to use this trial to test the safety and efficacy of its vaccine. The company plans to enroll roughly 6,700 kids across the United States and Canada. And a warning about those vaccine card selfies many people are still taking and posting online. The Better Business Bureau says, please stop posting pictures with your card on social media. That is because that card includes private information like your full legal name and your birth date. The BBB says posting photos like this can actually help scammers create and then sell phony vaccine cards or even hack your accounts or try to open up a credit card in your name. Shortly after her son's school sent out an email saying they were having trouble with student lunch accounts, she came up with a plan to help. KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith introduces us to Deborah McKeever in this week's edition of Remarkable Women.
I started thinking, well, how hard can this be, you know?
McKeever spread the word that Spirit Lake School needed donations. She spoke with local churches, community members, and civic groups, and soon started an account made up of donations called Lunch for Kids.
It was slow at first. We were able the first year to give almost $1,000 to Spirit Lake schools.
Student lunch accounts start to accumulate when children grab food from the cafeteria but can't afford to pay for it. McKeever thinks no kid should ever have to go hungry, so whatever the price the school gave her, she made sure to have enough money to cover it.
We were doing really well. We were getting very generous donations in. We were getting more awareness.
That's when Deborah helped out another school in Okoboji.
Their fiscal officer indicated, yeah, you know, Joan is her name. She said, we definitely have a need. And that year we were able to give them about a little over $700. And the year following that, they needed almost $1,900. And we had those funds.
And she's not only making sure students are fed at school, but also at home with the backpack program.
Backpacks was kind of something I'd never heard of until my son was in school. And then I checked with our guidance counselor. She said, yeah, we definitely have a backpack program and I could use your help too, you know. So that has grown over the years as well.
A number of people prepared lunches for backpacks. Deborah takes the collection of backpacks and delivers them to the school.
To be at the school before picking up my child when I can see there's kids who are getting their backpacks out and they're like, oh, look, I got, you know, a peanut butter granola bar, and they're just, you know, happy, and, you know, it's a good feeling, definitely, yeah.
Deborah has raised a total of $9,000 worth of donations over the past 5 years.
Again, that was Mallory Smith reporting for Remarkable Women. Well, after being laid off, one woman took up art as a small business idea. We'll see her latest egg creations just in time for the Easter holiday coming up.
And a little bit more of a mix tomorrow here throughout Siouxland possible. The sunshine, it will return soon though, and we'll have a pleasant weekend with some warmth. Details on all of that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us on what has been a dreary day here in Siouxland. That fog, Marcus, that we talked about rolling in last night, it feels like at least it's lingering still in the air today.
Yeah, that moisture out there keeping that fog around. Just kind of a nasty day with the drizzle out there. We had snow earlier this morning. The good news, temperatures not too bad, mid to upper 30s throughout much of Siouxland. So that snow not sticking around at all. Actually, earlier today, this patch of grass right here had a coating of snow over it. That's already melted, and the rain falling actually helps melt the snow on top of the temperatures above freezing. So we're not really seeing that snow stick around here throughout Siouxland yesterday or today, just wet road conditions out there. So the view from the KCAU 9 studio brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing those foggy skies as well as those wet roadways here throughout Siouxland. Temperature-wise throughout the region, we're for this time of year, our normal high temperature is around 47, so not a bad forecast at all here, especially that 60 degrees on Saturday. That's going to feel really nice. And here's a great picture sent in. This is a professional picture right here sent in from Dan Verips in St. Helena, Nebraska, of just a really beautiful sunny sky there with the frost on the trees. Just,
love it.
Yeah, I love the professional picture. It's just the quality of it's great there with, I'm sure, a very expensive camera. If you go to SiouxlandProud.com, you can upload some pictures for us to share with everyone.
Yeah, really great shot. And the frost on the trees is one of the consolations of a cold season. It is very beautiful.
It is.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, there are many dangers, of course, to space travel, and even just the dust on the moon poses a serious health risk. How chinchillas are inspiring a possible solution, making space safer. That story coming up. But first, 6 years into her art career, this woman has an undeniable talent. You could say she has a burning passion for what she does. What sets her work apart? Next.
To get answers to your vaccination questions, join us as we talk live with experts who are helping in the process.
We'll find from wooden dream catchers to eggs, one artist is burning her designs into the hearts of many. Chad Tucker shows us why she's taken up this unique art form.
In a little building in Randolph County.
This is kind of like my zone, and it's quiet.
Just what Jeanette Egan needs to do her art.
So it's a real good form of relaxation and anxiety relief.
She started doing wood burning or pyrography as a way to earn some money after being laid off.
6 years later, and I'm still learning.
She uses her talents on all kinds of things, from wall hangings to decorative boxes and walking sticks.
I just never know what people are going to ask me for, and it just blossoms into something else.
She's always coming up with something new.
But I'm like, where in the world did you think of that to do?
Her latest creation comes just in time for Easter.
This is the first time I'm doing eggs, something round.
She starts by sketching with a pencil, then carefully burns it in. Each one is unique, and she never knows how one will turn out.
I don't know until I start doing it.
Jeanette makes it look easy, but it's not.
It just takes practice, and it takes a lot of patience.
Colored pencils set off the design.
It's just a matter of starting off with the big stuff first and then seeing what I can fill in, and it kind of makes it pretty.
She's constantly pushing her limits of imagination and skill.
Sometimes it's more of a challenge accepted. You know?
Literally, a burning desire.
Impressive. Well, NASA is preparing to send people to the moon again. But first, new spacesuits are needed to be developed to protect against the dangers of moon dust. Seriously. This prototype's already in the works. We're taking a look next. NASA is getting ready to send people back to the moon come 2024. A group of students is trying to make that mission even safer by developing some new spacesuits. TJ Del Santo explains.
It appears to be very fine grain.
These are some of the first observations of the lunar surface during the Apollo 11 mission.
It's almost like a powder.
That powder sticks to just about everything: lunar landers, rovers, and spacesuits. The moon dust can be the size of asbestos particles.
And that size and the sharpness is what makes it so dangerous to humans. That once astronauts come home and they've been exposed to this regolith, it's gotten inside their lungs. it can really become a problem for their health.
The dust can actually shred astronaut suits, and now students from Brown University and the Rhode Island School of Design are creating dust-repelling electrostatic fibers to keep dust out of vulnerable spots on spacesuits. The system they developed has 3 layers.
The outermost layer carries the electrostatic charge. That is the one that is our primary repulsion mechanism.
That electrostatic charge should repel most of the moon dust, but just in case, there will be dense fibers below, which should keep the dust out of the suit.
So it's actually inspired by chinchilla fur, which I know it sounds weird at first. But so chinchillas, they're so fluffy because they have 20 hairs per follicle.
Their electrostatic dense fiber system is one of 7 nationwide proposals selected for further development.
And as a whole team, both Brown and RISD, we're so proud to be an undergraduate-only team competing in this graduate-level competition.
Let's take a live look outside right now in Wayne, America. Marcus returns with one more check on your forecast. Don't go away. And before we wrap up at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good dreary Tuesday there, Sophie. Could be better outside, right? 2 men are now facing charges for their alleged involvement in 2 separate drive-by shootings over the weekend in South Sioux City. We'll tell you who they are and what they're facing. That's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere, the need for blood and blood products never seems to go away. That's why with COVID-19 hospitalizations down, blood centers are pausing the collection of convalescent plasma donations and again targeting the blood supply. Find out how folks can help out locally coming up tonight. And 2 bills that would expand background checks on firearm sales continue to make progress in Washington. After World News Tonight, what those bills include and how it could impact the gun community and law enforcement. Mallory Smith has her story upcoming at 6. In the meantime, the dreariness continues.
It really does. Thanks a lot, Tim. Marcus, at least one more day before things start to clear up.
Yeah, it's looking like we'll continue to see the clouds, maybe a little bit of drizzle overnight tonight. A few snowflakes may mix in as temperatures will cool off to near freezing tonight. Tomorrow, again, maybe a little drizzle, but temperatures will warm up into the mid-40s. It looks like we'll see low 50s with sunshine returning on Thursday.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great evening. Good night.